September 2018, Syrian airspace. Russian S-400 radar systems scanning for threats. The most advanced air defense network Russia ever deployed, protecting Syrian military installations. Confident they could detect anything. Then Israeli F-35 stealth fighters appeared. Not on radar screens, not on infrared sensors, not until after they'd already struck their targets and turned for home. By the time Russian systems detected them, Israeli pilots were drinking coffee back at base. This isn't a fair fight. It's a technological slaughter, and it revealed something terrifying to Russian military planners. Their most advanced radars are obsolete against aircraft designed 20 years ago. This is why Israel's F-35 is a nightmare for Russian air defenses. The F-35 Lightning II, $100 million per aircraft, America's fifth-generation stealth fighter, and Israel operates the most advanced variant outside the United States. Israel received its first F-35I Adir in December 2016. Custom modifications, Israeli-designed electronic warfare systems, unique weapons integration, conformal fuel tanks for extended range. The numbers are impressive. Maximum speed, Mach 1.6. Combat radius, 670 nautical miles. Weapons payload, 18,000 pounds, internal and external. But speed and payload aren't what make the F-35 terrifying. It's stealth, the radar cross-section. A conventional fighter jet like an F-50 has a radar signature roughly equivalent to a small car. Easy to detect at 200 miles, easy to track, easy to engage with surface-to-air missiles. The F-35 radar cross-section estimated at 0.005 square meters, about the size of a golf ball on radar screens. Most air defense radars can't detect it until it's within 20 to 30 miles. By then, it's already launched weapons and turned away. But stealth is only part of the story. The F-35's electronic warfare suite is where the real nightmare begins for Russian radar operators. The S-400 Triumph, Russia's most advanced surface-to-air missile system. Deployed across Syria starting in 2015. Designed specifically to counter stealth aircraft and cruise missiles. The specifications look impressive on paper. Detection range, 370 miles for conventional aircraft. Engagement range, 250 miles for large targets. Can track 300 targets simultaneously. Engage 36 at once. 4 different missile types. 40N6 for long-range interception, 250 miles. 48N6 for medium range, 150 miles. 9M96E2 for point defense, 75 miles. 9M100 for close-in threats, 10 miles. Russia deployed S-400 batteries across Syria, protecting Russian forces at Latakia, covering Syrian military bases, overlapping coverage zones with older S-300 systems, creating what Russian commanders called an impenetrable air defense network. The 91N6E radar is the S-400's primary search and acquisition system, Big Red Square radar. That's what NATO calls it. Operating in S-band frequencies, optimized for detecting stealth aircraft through long wavelength radar. The theory was sound. Stealth aircraft optimize against X-band radar used by fire control systems, but S-band and VHF radars use longer wavelengths. They can detect stealth shapes earlier. Not well enough to guide missiles precisely, but enough to alert other systems. Russia spent billions developing and deploying this network in Syria, tested it constantly, tracked Israeli, American, and coalition aircraft daily, confident they could defend Syrian airspace. Then Israel's F-35s showed them otherwise. The exact date remains classified. Multiple strikes occurred between 2018 and 2024. Israeli Defense Forces won't confirm details, but leaked intelligence reports tell the story. Syrian military facility, Iranian weapons shipment, advanced missiles destined for Hezbollah in Lebanon. Israeli intelligence identified the target. Strike authorized. 2 F-35I fighters launched from Nevatim Air Base in southern Israel, flew north, entered Syrian airspace. Russian S-400 radars at Latakia were active, scanning continuously. Syrian air defense network on alert. The F-35s penetrated 150 miles into Syrian territory. Russian radars detected nothing. No tracks, no alerts, just empty airspace on screens. The Israeli fighters reached their target, released GBU-39 small-diameter bombs, 250-pound precision-guided munitions, GPS-guided, accuracy within 5 feet, 8 bombs total, all direct hits. The facility exploded. Secondary explosions as stored missiles detonated. Massive fireball visible for miles. Only then did Russian radar operators see something. Not the F-35s themselves, the explosions. And by the time they realized Israeli aircraft were responsible, the F-35s were already 100 miles away, exiting Syrian airspace. Still invisible to Russian systems, Russian air defense was never engaged, never locked on, never fired a single missile. They watched Syrian targets explode and couldn't identify who struck them until Israeli jets were safely back in Israeli airspace. This happened multiple times. Different targets, different approaches, same result. Russian S-400 systems are completely blind to Israeli F-35s. Stealth alone doesn't explain the F-35's invisibility. The electronic warfare systems create the real nightmare. The F-35's AN/ASQ 239 electronic warfare suite is the most advanced system ever installed on a fighter aircraft. It doesn't just detect radar signals, it analyzes them in real time, identifies the radar type, calculates optimal jamming frequencies, and responds automatically. When Russian S-400 radar pulses hit an F-35, the aircraft doesn't just absorb or deflect the signal, it analyzes the waveform, determines it's an S-400 big red square radar, accesses a database of known Russian radar characteristics, and transmits a jamming signal specifically tuned to confuse that exact radar type. The Russian radar operator sees false targets, multiple tracks appearing and disappearing, or the F-35's actual position displaced by miles from reality, or nothing at all. Complete signal loss in the sector where the F-35 actually flies. It's not random jamming, it's surgical, electronic attack tailored to the specific threat. The F-35 also employs what's called low probability of intercept radar. Its own AN/APG 81 AESA radar uses frequency hopping and power management. It can detect and track targets without alerting enemy systems that they're being scanned. Conventional radar sends out powerful pulses, easy to detect with radar warning receivers. The F-35's radar is subtle, quiet. Russian aircraft and ground systems don't realize they're being tracked until weapons are already inbound. Israel added its own electronic warfare systems to the F-35I, classified modifications. But reports suggest Israeli systems provide even better jamming capability against specific Russian frequencies. The combination is devastating. Stealth airframe plus advanced jamming plus low probability radar equals an aircraft that Russian air defenses simply cannot engage effectively. Iran operates Russian air defense systems, S-300 batteries purchased from Russia, older systems but still formidable. Tehran's entire air defense strategy is built around Russian technology. Israeli F-35s regularly penetrate Iranian radar coverage, multiple strikes on Iranian facilities in Syria. Iranian air defenses never engage, never get missile lock, never fire. This creates a strategic nightmare for Iran. They've invested billions in Russian air defense systems that are essentially useless against Israel's primary strike aircraft. Iranian military commanders know Israeli F-35s can strike targets inside Iran with minimal risk. Tehran's nuclear facilities, military bases, missile production sites, all vulnerable. Iran requested more advanced systems from Russia, better radars, updated missiles. Russia provided some upgrades, but the fundamental problem remains. The F-35 is designed to defeat exactly these systems. Iranian air defense crews train constantly, practice intercept scenarios, run simulations. But training doesn't overcome technological disadvantages. Russian radar can't detect what it's not designed to see. This shapes Iran's entire military posture. They can't rely on air defenses to protect critical sites. Instead, they disperse facilities, bury them underground, harden targets, move equipment constantly. Israel's F-35 capability forces Iran into a defensive posture, unable to concentrate forces, unable to protect fixed installations, always vulnerable to precision strikes. The F-35's success against S-400 systems humiliated the Russian air defense industry. These systems were supposed to be the best in the world, exported to dozens of countries, billions in revenue. Suddenly, they looked obsolete. Customers started questioning whether Russian systems could actually perform as advertised. Russia responded with emergency upgrades. New radar software, updated signal processing, longer wavelength search radars, claims of improved anti-stealth capability. The S-500 Prometei entered deployment, Russia's next-generation system, supposedly designed specifically to counter stealth aircraft and hypersonic missiles. The detection range was 600 kilometers, can track stealth targets at 200 kilometers. But here's the problem. The S-500 uses similar radar principles as S-400, improved processing, better algorithms, but a fundamentally similar approach. And if S-400 can't detect the F-35 effectively, the S-500 likely faces the same limitations. Russia also deployed more VHF radars. Longer wavelengths are better at detecting stealth shapes. But VHF radar is too imprecise for weapon guidance. It can detect if something is there, but not exactly where. Not accurately enough for missile targeting. This creates a fundamental dilemma. Russian early warning systems might detect the F-35 at longer range, but their fire control radars still can't achieve missile-quality lock, can't guide weapons to impact. Detection without engagement means air defense failure. Israel's F-35 capability fundamentally changed the Middle East military balance. Before F-35 deployment, Israeli strike aircraft faced significant risk from Syrian and Iranian air defenses. F-15s and F-16s had to use standoff weapons, launch missiles from outside air defense engagement zones, or conduct complex suppression missions to clear safe corridors. The F-35 changed the calculation completely. Israeli pilots can penetrate defended airspace, strike targets with precision-guided weapons, egress safely, all while enemy air defenses remain blind. This isn't an incremental advantage, it's overwhelming technological superiority. Syria's Russian-equipped air defenses can't protect Syrian territory from Israeli strikes. Iran's Russian systems can't defend Iranian facilities in Syria. Even Iranian territory itself is vulnerable. This creates deterrence far beyond traditional military calculations. Israel can strike virtually any target in the region. Syria and Iran know they're vulnerable, can't prevent strikes, can't retaliate effectively. The political implications are enormous. Israel operates with impunity in Syrian airspace, strikes Iranian weapon shipments regularly. Iranian and Russian forces know strikes are coming, but I can't stop them. Russia's credibility as an air defense provider suffered massive damage. Countries reconsidering Russian purchases, wondering if their S-400 systems will perform better than Syria's. The answer appears to be no. Why is Israel's F-35 a nightmare for Russian radar? Because it makes Russia's most advanced air defense systems essentially irrelevant. The S-400 was supposed to counter stealth aircraft, supposed to protect Syrian airspace, supposed to demonstrate Russian technological prowess. Instead, Israeli F-35s penetrate Syrian airspace regularly, strike targets at will, exit undetected. Russian radar operators watch helplessly as targets explode around them. This isn't a fair fight. It's technological domination. An aircraft designed in the early 2000s, completely invalidating air defense systems developed in the 2010s. Russian radar can't detect it reliably, can't track it accurately, can't guide missiles to intercept. The F-35 stealth plus electronic warfare creates an impenetrable combination. For Iran, Syria, and other Russian air defense customers, the lesson is brutal. Their most expensive, most advanced systems can't stop Israel's primary strike aircraft. And there's no easy solution. Radar technology has fundamental limitations against stealth. Better processing helps marginally. But you can't radar detect what's designed to be radar invisible. The F-35 is a nightmare for Russian air defense because it proves their systems don't work. Not against modern stealth, not against advanced electronic warfare, not when it matters most. If you want more stories about cutting-edge military technology and how tech superiority changes modern warfare, hit that subscribe button for Battle Scope. Don't forget to smash that like button and share this video with anyone interested in stealth technology and air defense systems. Drop a comment below. Can Russia ever develop radars capable of reliably detecting fifth-generation stealth fighters? Or will the F-35 dominate for decades? Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay informed, and remember, in modern warfare, technology superiority is everything.